Hello again, you guys. How's it going? Today I'm going to be sharing the story of my nightmare of a kitten that I adopted. And I only adopted her 6 months ago. So this plethora of tragedies that have occurred as a result of her behavior in the small, humble window of 6 months. Let's get right into it. You already know, I have my iPad here, got the whole timeline. Yeah, it's bad. So in June of 2025, I moved out and I moved into my first apartment all by myself. And of course, I immediately started shopping around for kittens because that's obviously the next course of action. When you decide to live alone, you need to have a feline friend. Duh. I'm looking around. I'm looking on Pet Finder like once a week to a couple times a week. I applied for a couple kittens, but they ghosted me, just like when I apply for jobs and they ghost me. But yes, of course I bought a pet bed and a cat carrier the week I moved in. Gotta be prepared. September of 2025, I go to Chowhound, and I like to go to Chowhound and other pet stores and just sit there with the cats and just hang out with them. So I didn't expect to come home with any pets today. I found these two kittens. They're 5 months old. Their names are Mystery and Quandary, and they are short-haired brown tabby kittens. And they are very sweet, friendly, snuggly, exactly everything that I wished for in a kitten. And as I'm sitting on the floor of their little area that they're caged in, I know that doesn't sound good, Quandary is coming up to me and she's like sitting on my lap and she's hanging out. She's so chill. She's like sitting there with her little arm up. I'll put a picture of it here. And everyone is shocked. They're like, wow, Mystery's normally the clingy one. Like, she was definitely still clingy, but they were shocked to see that Quandary was like snuggling up with me because usually she doesn't do that. I was like, that might be a sign that you might be the one. I leave and I decide to fill out an application for both of them. I couldn't separate them. They're sisters from the same litter. I didn't want to break them apart. An hour later, I hear back and they've approved me to adopt these cats. I take a shower real quick and I head right back over to Chowhound. And I bring my parents with me, so we get like the litter and the water bowl and the food bowl and all that jazz. And I decided to change their names to Maki and Mai. Quandary, the nonchalant one that I really wanted, is Maki. And the crackhead chalant one that I got as like a bonus cat is Mai. As soon as I get to my apartment, Maki is flopping around, lazing around, just lounging, having the time of her life. But Mai has some putrid ass farts. And she goes and she takes a big shit on my kitchen rug in front of us. We write off the farts and the poop as like a fluke. Maybe it's nerves, it's a new place, new owner, whatever. Then she does it again, and a third time. So literally the next day, we take her to the emergency vet. We're like, oh my God, what's going on? They give both of them an examination and a deworming shot just to be safe. Mind you, this was like $500 just for this. And I'm thinking, there's absolutely no way that Chowhound did not notice this because they had these two cats for at least a couple days, because when I first left Chowhound to go fill out the application, another couple that already knew them and was considering adopting them came in to visit them. So they had to have been there for at least 2 days, at the bare minimum. And there's no way that if this cat shit 3 times in one day on the floor in my apartment that she didn't shit all over that little cell she was in at Chowhound. So they definitely just sent me home with this poopy cat with no disclaimer. Mai literally has explosive diarrhea in the cat carrier at the vet. This diarrhea is the worst thing I've ever smelled in my entire life. Like, I'm literally gagging and my eyes are watering, and my dad says that it smells worse than when my brother and I shit in our diapers when we were babies. Maki is fine throughout this whole thing. Every time I sit down to record a YouTube video, they want to run back and forth all over the apartment, running behind the TV, running into the bathtub. Like, it's so overstimulating, I can't. So this deworming shot helps a little bit, but every time she's pooping in the litter box, it still smells horrible. It's green, it's liquidy. Sorry for the detail, but that's just how it is. I take her to her normal vet with a stool sample. They run a test on the sample and she does have parasites. So they give me this weird pink medicine that I have to give to both cats by mouth every 12 hours for 2 weeks, which is a complete nightmare. In order to give Maki the medicine, I have to sneak up behind her and grab her with a blanket and bundle her up and like hold her paws in the blanket. It was like a little syringe and you have to like squeeze it into their mouth, and she hated it. She's normally, like I said, the chill one that's just laying around, but she does not like getting her nails clipped and she does not like taking medicine. She's a queen with boundaries, I'll give her that. Luckily, Mai is cooperative, but this is about the only thing that she's cooperative with. And she is the main villain in this video. So they finished the medicine and things are going well. I wake up at 5 a.m. one night to a huge, like, clanking, shattering sound. I come out to my living room to see that Mai has jumped up on top of my bookshelf and knocked the cover of the AC unit off the wall onto the floor and destroyed my two biggest Lego sets. The Lego Friends Arts Center building and the Tuxedo Cat Lego set. That one took me about 2 weeks to build because I didn't have the right pieces and it was extremely stressful. So I'm literally shaking and crying and I'm in shock and literally sitting on the floor rocking back and forth. It is just so depressing to see your hard work just all over the floor like that. I couldn't even imagine trying to rebuild these things, so I shoved them in bags and put them in the closet, and they're still there. Anytime I let the cats in my room, Mai is grabbing at the blinds. I genuinely don't know where the pieces are going, but she's broken multiple of the blinds in half. She also tries to dig out the insulation from underneath the door to the furnace closet. So I have to put clear tape at the base of the door to make sure there's no gap that she can reach her paw in, which is probably a fire hazard, but it's like either I have a fire or I have fiberglass in the carpet. Pick your poison. She's also constantly trying to open my kitchen cabinets and climb into the garbage can, so I have to tape all my cabinets shut in the kitchen. One time I come home from a 7-hour shift and my apartment smells like gas. I run over to my oven to see that Mai has somehow pressed and turned the nozzle to the front left burner on the oven, and there's just a small little amount of gas emitting from the oven for God knows how long, because like I said, my shift was 7 hours. I opened my front door, my window, my patio door for 2 hours. I'm paranoid that we're gonna fall asleep and then die in our sleep because we're being poisoned slowly. So now I have to tape over my oven nozzles. I'm in the shower one day and I hear the sound of glass shattering. And I tell myself, there's no way that Mai has broken another thing because I put all the breakables in the closet and everything is shut in the cabinets with tape over the doors. I thought wrong. I come out of my shower, Mai is on top of the upper cabinets and she's swung the door open with her little paw and then knocked my only glass item on that shelf onto the floor. My glass drink mixer shaker thing shatters and now there's broken glass and glitter all over my carpet. It's midnight when this happens, so I have to vacuum and the vacuum keeps dying. Again, on the topic of the shower, Mai would constantly climb my plastic shower curtain liner until she ripped it in half, and I did not notice this until I got into the shower, and it was completely ripped in half horizontally across the whole shower curtain. So I had to get a new one, and it's more like a fabric one, so she hasn't been able to rip it, thankfully. She has turned off my router, she's turned off my speaker, she's jumped on my TV, and she tore up both of my bathroom rugs. She also scratches at my bedroom door and the carpet every single night trying to get into my room. You know, I did say I wanted a clingy, friendly cat. Well, that's exactly what she is because I cannot be behind a closed door. She will not tolerate it. She would literally sit outside my door and scratch at the carpet and scratch at the door incessantly. So I had to barricade my door every night with like a pile of giant Squishmallows, like the big 24-inch Hello Kitty ones, and I had to arrange them perfectly within the doorway so that she would not be able to get between them or move them. Eventually, I got so sick of this that I just bought a bunch of scratching pads of different shapes and sizes and then like fit them into the doorway like puzzle pieces. So now if she scratches at it, she's scratching at a scratching board instead of the carpet, which is still very loud and annoying, but at least I know I'm not damaging my carpet even further than it's already been ruined, which honestly, who even cares at this point? I already lost my fucking security deposit because of the blinds, so her behavior at this point is driving me so mad that I have a meltdown on TikTok Live and then I disappear from all my social media for a week. Yes, it was that serious. Everyone is suggesting that I rehome her, but I see that as a moral failure. At this point, she has 6 scratching posts, a motion activated toy, regular toys. She doesn't listen to me. There's no behavioralist in my city. And the vet won't put her on Prozac because she's only 9 months old at this point. Yes, she's already terrorized me this much at 9 months old. And I know you guys are going to say, oh, she's just a kitten. This is kitten behavior. Maki still has not done 1% of the damage that Mai has done. When I tell you she literally just sleeps and eats and lays around all day, that's all she does. She doesn't even meow. She's just like an entity in the corner of the room. She's just like a monitoring spirit. And Mai is an evil demonic spirit. So I get her a hormone collar and 2 pheromone diffusers, one in the living room and one in the bathroom. She chews off the hormone collar 3 times, so I give up on that idea and just bite the bullet and commit to paying $100 for 2 new pheromone diffusers every single month. My boyfriend gets me new bathroom rugs for Christmas because Mai destroyed the other 2, and she immediately poops on them. I wash the rugs. She keeps pooping on them. I take them out of the bathroom and I leave them like hung over a chair when I'm not showering. So she protests this by pooping in the bathtub. I take her to the vet for the 3rd time in less than 6 months of having her as my companion. And they say, oh, she probably doesn't like the litter, because I have the Breeze litter system, which is the kind where like you put a pee pad in the bottom and the pee filters to the bottom and you just have to scoop the poop. And I'm like, you know what? You're gonna have to deal with it. We all have to make compromises in life. I had to compromise my sanity by bringing you into my household so you can compromise on the litter. I clean her litter every single morning, sometimes twice a day. You have a stainless steel fountain with running water. You have a stainless steel automated feeding bowl. I'm not enabling this bougie behavior any further. I'm so sorry, I don't want the sand tracking all over my apartment, because that's another thing that she does. Before I switched to the Breeze litter system, she would play in the litter and just kick it out of the litter box and track it all over the bathroom and all over the carpet. So then Mai decides to tear up her giant purple $60 cat tree from Home Goods. The other day I'm hanging out with my boyfriend and he notices that she has a little scab on like the right side of her mouth. Oh brother, here we go. She likes to chew cords and, as you have gathered, get into all kinds of troubles. So I just assume it's a wound from chewing on something, doing something she shouldn't be doing. So I buy this $20 ointment from Petco and I put that on her mouth 4 times a day. She takes it like a champ. It actually seems to be healing. She's very sweet and social and friendly and snuggly when you're paying attention to her, but as soon as you're not, as soon as you're busy, as soon as you're sleeping, as soon as you're in the shower, as soon as you're giving her sister attention, she loses her shit. She literally tries to kill herself by gassing everyone in the apartment. Maki never gets into trouble. The cat I wanted is perfectly well behaved. And the bonus cat is the one that has caused me to develop an eye twitch. She also just likes to play in the water fountain. Just put her paws in the water fountain and smack the water all over the place. So she's also constantly climbing up on the table and the countertops and that kind of thing. But that's like negligent compared to everything else she's put me through. Like, that's honestly just normal cat behavior. She likes to jump up on my little couch thing back there and then jump up on the bookshelf and scratch at the AC unit. I'm like, that's probably why you have a wound on your face. You're just knocking shit over, just running into shit, just biting shit. There's not a single thought in your head. I should have known she was going to be the problem child. So yeah, that's everything that's happened in like 6 months. I adopted this kitten in September of 2025 and it is currently March 3rd of 2026. She's already been to the vet 3 times and destroyed all my Lego sets and destroyed 4 rugs and tried to kill everyone in the apartment. Hopefully you guys had a laugh, had a chuckle, had a chortle even at this cat. Have a great rest of your night, morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. My advice to you is choose your pets carefully. Choose the ones that are right for you. Don't bite off more than you can chew. But also just be prepared for them not to act the way that they advertise themselves to act. She's a nice, tolerable creature. Most of the... occasionally, once in a blue moon. But the bad behavior just really outweighs the good behavior sometimes. I just have to get on camera and vent and laugh to get through it, because honestly, that's the only thing I can do. My apartment is completely baby-proofed at this point, and it looks ridiculous. A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.